Hello friends, welcome to a new video. Yes, it's Christmas season, December. Once again, the year went like so fast, and it's cold outside, at least around here where I live, and feels like it's the month for mandolin music. Anyway, today I'd like to talk about this beautiful mandolin that I have in my hands. It's a 1922 Gibson F-4. The F-4 was the top of the line mandolin before the F-5 came in, and the difference is basically the round hole. The 5 has the F-holes like a violin. Here is a very strange period, because if you can see the headstock here, it's got the Gibson and the flower pot, but the truss rod is drilled, I mean, on top of the bottom of the flower pot here, and you know, the hole on this tuner, it's drilled right on the inlay. So what the theory that I've learned from different places and different people that have seen it, and different sites like the Mandolin Cafe, and talking to other people, is basically that apparently the veneers here, these veneers were already made, and then when it came to the place on the plant where they installed the tuners, they just basically drill where they had to drill, and obviously without noticing or without caring really about where they were drilling. And so that's the reason why this has a few models of that time, 1922, are just like this. Also, these tuners, these are not the original tuners. You can see these are the handle tuners. These are the German pre-1917 tuners. And when I got this mandolin, it didn't have the original tuners. It had just modern shallers. So I was looking for some period tuners, some 20s tuners for this one, and I couldn't find any, and suddenly I found this, and even though they are from a pre-1917 F4 or F2, they fit perfectly on this one. I didn't have to re-drill or do anything, and so these tuners are over 100 years old. So these tuners, I believe they came from a 1912 F4. So they work great. I just basically cleaned them, and that was it. The bridge is not original either. This bridge is just it's an adjustable bridge, Gibson style also, but that's what it had when I bought it. And one of the different characteristics of this particular mandolin, what they call the Cremona brown, that they used on the F5s or on the 5 models. These mandolins usually came in red, or they have some kind of more reddish sunburst, but this one's got this Cremona brown, and according to the label, that is really hard to see, but you can see some there. And the phone number, the factory number, it's a 1922, and it's got the truss rod, adjustable truss rod too. So it's basically it fits right there in the within the lower period, and it's a great sounding mandolin, and it's got a very nice bark for an F4. It's got a lot more sustain than the F5, but also it's a very balanced mandolin, and the fact that it's been played so much, and that adds to to the beauty of the sound, but also it adds to the comfort level in my mind of playing it. You know, because usually when I have instruments or when I play instruments that are like really mint condition or like in like new unplayed condition, I'm afraid to play them because I don't want to scratch them. I don't want to put any damage on it. But on this one, as you can see, you know, it's already, you know, been played a lot. So it's got, you know, all this wear. I love this wear here. And then it's got this wear over here, you know, from the arm or from whoever had it. And then the back, you know, you can see this beautiful back. You know, there's some damage, not damage, there's some wear on the scroll here. But, and then, you know, the back of the headstock also, you know, you can see that, you know, this mandolin, this guy, or whomever had it, you know, for all these years, they really played it. You know, the back of the neck, it's got almost no finish, which makes it, you know, even nicer to play. It's like a, you know, like a vintage violin. And even though I don't play it that much live, you know, when I go out, it doesn't have any electronics. You know, it's never been drilled, you know, on anywhere. And I don't intend to put a pickup on it or anything. I've used it on records. It also has the original case, which is, you know, very battered, as you can imagine. I mean, if you can imagine if the mandolin's been played and it's like in this condition, you can imagine the case is just like really, really old and worn out. But I have another case, a more modern case that I, you know, that's where it lives. You know, it lives in a modern case, just for protection and for the weather changes basically. But this mandolin really is like a museum piece for a 1922, which is the Lloyd Loar period. You know, 1922 was also the very first year for F5s. So if this mandolin was an F5 from 1922, it will cost probably, you know, I'm not even sure, but these mandolins, you can still, you know, find them. I mean, they're not cheap, but they're way cheaper than the F5s. But a lot of people consider that this mandolin, this F4 model, is the most beautiful mandolin that Gibson ever made. And that's a hard thing to argue because it's certainly a very beautiful instrument. And there you go, 1922 Gibson F4. Thank you.